Now, it's an eventful time for Emmerdale's Tracy and Nates as they prepare for the village's newest arrival. But before we speak to Amy Walsh, we've got an exclusive look at the drama next week.
Pains are getting more intense and they're closer together. She's been having them since first thing.
Chaz is right, the state of you. It's got to be more than Braxton Hicks.
No, you and all. Stop trying to tell me how I feel. Oh, great, now I've weaned myself. Could today get any better?
No, that's your waters, love.
Oh, my God.
Right, I'll call the hospital.
I'll get my car. Don't move.
Nick, the baby's coming.
Oh, my Lord. Look at you, you look really serious watching it back.
I've not seen it.
You've not
I know,
seen
I'm really
it?
worried for her. Her waters are broken in the street.
Oh, it's so... I think it's, had it been
Bless her.
mother care, you would have got a year's free supply. That's what they used to tell me when I was pregnant. But anyway, listen, the question, of course, there is how Nate's going to react, because the whole issue has been whether he's actually able and capable of being there for you, you know, when you need him the most. You haven't known him that long.
He's a little bit squeamish, which is news to her because he's a farmer. So I think she never predicted that would be what would let him down in this whole pregnancy journey for them. But yeah, you're right. They've not known each other long, and they've had these hurdles along the way. As a result of that, I think, you know, when you're in a new relationship and you fall pregnant with someone, you're just kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've had the hurdles, definitely. But they've got through them, which has been nice to see. Sometimes, you know, that kind of thing can make a relationship stronger. And I do feel like it's done that for Tracy and Nate.
So you've been playing Tracy for, is it 6 years now or something? It's a long time,
Yeah.
isn't it? And you know,
I know.
And I hear that, you know, you play Tracy now completely through instinct. You know, you don't really have to think about it. It's sort of part of you. So, but what's interesting?
Well,
yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well-ish, yes. Of course, you have to think about it, and I have to work, you know, hard every day. But there is something when you've played a character for that long that you do know them so well inside and out, and you know their voice and you know how they would react in situations. So yeah, your point is valid.
Yeah, so when you get a script and things, are there times when you think, oh, I think Tracy might do it this way, in a way that perhaps the directors or others haven't really thought? Because you know, they're looking at 15 or 20 different characters where you're inside Tracy.
Exactly. And, you know, these directors come in and out. They're freelance, so they go to different shows. So you can't expect them to know your whole character's journey of 6 years or 20 years if you're some of the longer running characters. So you have to take that ownership. And obviously, you know, the words are there for you to say. But the way you play it, there is quite a lot of freedom. You don't get a lot of direction with your acting, let's say, in soap, because it's also fast paced. So you have to kind of take ownership, and I love that side of the job. And you can make your decisions at home, and generally speaking, you can usually, you know, everyone will agree, and you'll go with that decision on set. And sometimes there will be, you know, a discussion about it, which again I love, because then you're creating and working as a team.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear that process, actually. And obviously, you know, you often hear about actors, you know, you draw on your own life experiences or your own emotions from your real life to bring into the soap or to bring into the character. Of course, you've got this labour scene, which I understand even the filming of it was a bit like a real labour, in the sense that it all happened completely slightly at an unexpected time, which you weren't ready for, which is kind of like real life.
Yeah, because Tracy is actually 2 weeks early, and I got told I was filming it 2 weeks before initially planned. So yeah,
was there ruse to get you into? Was that a sort of production ruse to go, let's just spring it on her?
No, not at all. There's, you know, they're amazing in the scheduling department, and the work they've been having to do, you know, through COVID and everything else has been remarkable. I couldn't do it. So it was them being very, very savvy and just thinking, let's get the main labour scenes shot and in the can before Christmas, in case of snow in January, which we always get up here in the Dales, and obviously in case of any kind of COVID setback. So tell me who you took advice from,
because I hear you got some pretty brutal advice and brutal explanations of what this is really like.
Yeah, I mean, it's been likened, you know, labour's been likened to murder, being beaten up by a boxer. But, you know, I think I obviously I haven't been through labour, so I had to call on
You've got
some
two
other people.
sisters. Did you speak to Kimberly about it?
I have two sisters.
Yeah.
I spoke to both my sisters. I spoke to my best friends. We've got a WhatsApp group. I texted everyone the night before and said, "Hi guys, I'm going into fake labour tomorrow. Any tips?" And they were brilliant. They all came back with some great advice and just little nuances that I could use in the scene. Well, just things like, you know, my best friend said, I couldn't sit down throughout the labour. I had to like rock from side to side and hold on to something, which is very common, I think, for anyone that's been in labour, and anyone watching would recognise that. So I came on set on that morning, and initially the director had planned the shot for me to be on the bed in this first scene, and I said, "Is there any way I can stand at the end of the bed and rock from side to side and you know, use that?" And she's like, "Absolutely." Nikki Lister was the director. She's a woman. She's given birth. She was like, "Yeah, anything that you want to bring it." So it was amazing.
And the soap is really sort of coming into sort of current times. You've got a historic moment with Eric Pollard.
Yes, I think I don't know much about it, but I think he goes for the first kind of soap vaccine for COVID.
Which is brilliant, isn't it? It's a real reflection of life.
Yeah, well, we've touched on, obviously, we've touched on the pandemic throughout, you know, since we've been back since June, and we had to kind of acknowledge it. We didn't want to be, you know, the characters living their best lives and everyone at home going, we can't do that. Yeah. So they've tried to kind of run it alongside what's going on. Obviously, there's chops and changes all the time with the government guidelines, but, you know, there's a nod to it throughout, and there has been, and we're still wearing masks in public spaces and stuff. So it's just another nod to what's going on in the real world.
Well, you've done a sterling job.
Is, you know,
great. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing your birth scene and seeing how much.
So am I. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. I'll put out a warning because it might put you off your dinner.
It never is.
Definitely not glad.
Nice to see you this morning.
And you, Ranvir. Take care.
Emmerdale is on ITV tonight at 7 p.m.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.